Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Fulfillment, Short Stops, Burger Shakes and Fries, and Haugen's Gallery. Are you ready to go from frustrated to fulfilled in your career or recruitment strategy? Well, you need to talk to Phil Davis at fulfillment.com. For more information on Short Stops, Hamburger Shakes and Fries, and their amazing food in Albany, Oregon, go to southpawspizza.com. And finally, for amazing personal branding photography or portraits for your family, look up Haugen's Gallery at haugensgallery.com. Ta-da! Good morning and welcome everybody to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. So glad to have you this morning. Wow, I'm just looking at myself this morning. I got this longer beard going on here. I'm gonna have to do some shaving. Anyway, I guess it's close to Santa time. It's getting close to Christmas. Maybe I'll just grow that out. Anyway, hey, so great to see everybody this morning. And Marketing with Russ is here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, specifically to inspire and encourage you to live a purpose-driven life of significance. That's what I'm all about. And this show brings on amazing people like Phil Davis, who will be on with us today. And it's all about how amazing people connect. And people ask me sometimes, well, what does that have to do with marketing? Well, just pretty much everything, because connection and community building, in my opinion, and what I teach, is the basis or the foundation for any good marketing plan, any good business, really any good life. And so today I want to encourage you to connect and build community. In fact, do that on the show today. You can share this out right now. Share. Get it out there. Tag your friends. Let people know Phil Davis is coming on. Woohoo! That should just pretty much bring everybody in right there. And then they can get the wisdom that you're going to get today. And we would love for you to bring them on. And everybody connect today. Connect with new friends. Talk in the comments and find new connections, new friends. Love that. And I am all about connection. So I love for you to connect with me at russhedge.com. Russhedge.com is the place, one-stop shopping for Russ Hedge. Yep, that's right. It doesn't cost you any money to go to russhedge.com to find all my links to social media. You can connect with me via phone or email. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar. Did you know that? Yes, you can. Right on my calendar to Zoom with me, and I would love to connect with you. My goal again this year is to connect with at least 1,000 new people. Some people think that's a daunting number, but over a year, that's only about 3 people a day. And last year, I just knocked that right out of the park. So we're doing that again this year. Love for you to be one of them. Please connect with me today. That would be so great. And subscribe on YouTube. I would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube page by going to marketingwithruss.live. We make it real simple. Marketingwithruss.live is the place. And you can not, I mean, I know you're thinking, what's in it for me, right? I mean, you want people to subscribe. Of course I do. I want to build that community. Absolutely. I will be very transparent about that. But what do you get? Well, one stop place for all the videos and all the amazing, amazing people that have been on Marketing with Russ, been on Russ Reels Live. Even now, the Experience Live with Russ and Scott videos also broadcast on there. So you need to go there, check that out. And I would love for you to be part. You can open a separate window right now, in fact, and subscribe, and love for you to be part of that community. And again, don't forget to share today. Love for you to do that. So behind me, my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. I'm so excited about that. Even though it's been out for a couple of years, because it's my little slice of me, right? How you can be inspired and encouraged in through written form. I love that. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on in Barnes and Noble, any online bookseller, or more simply, you can just go to Marketing with Russ, or you just go to russhedge.com and you can get it on my website. Also, the other books that I've written, there's a companion workbook for that. You can also get it, can link to that through my website, and that'll take you to Amazon for that, as well as my most latest book, Rattled Awake, which was out here about a month ago, volume one, month and a half ago. And so I'd love for you to get a copy of that. Have two more books in the works right now. Super excited. I'm collaborating on two more books. One with Perspectives on Cancer, my good friend, Mr. Tim Sohn, and another called A Note to Your Family, an amazing book with Nicole, who has become a great friend, who was one of my co-authors on Rattled Awake. We're going to also get that out there as well. Okay, so I got to keep moving, but one more thing for today, your marketing tip of the day. You ready? Okay, here we go. Here is your marketing tip of the day. Be intentional. Be intentional in all you do. And you're thinking, that's way too simple. Well, life is really more simple than you think. You need to be intentional with all that you do. Give it some thought and purposefully do what you do. Do not live by life by accident, because there's so many people that do. I've been there before. Do not live life by accident. Be intentional in all that you do, because your plans will succeed a whole lot better if you show up and you be intentional. Now, today on my LinkedIn newsletter, you want to check that out, because there's a whole thing about showing up and just being consistent on there. But you have to be intentional to show up and be consistent, right? So be intentional today. That is your marketing tip. And if you want more from me, go to russhedge.com and we'll talk. Thanks so much. So, and that is your marketing tip of the day. And we're going to move forward from there. And we're going to bring my good friend Phil Davis in the room, because I am so excited to get this ball rolling. Here he comes. Woohoo! Hey,
Hey,
Phil.
hey, what's going on?
You are probably sitting there thinking, is this guy ever going to bring me in? Oh, my goodness. He won't stop talking.
No, I wrote down notes on what you said. Like I learned in the past like 7 minutes, you brought that being intentional and all that inspiration up front. So I was definitely tuning in to you, and I've loved being here. So definitely thanks for having me on.
You bet. Well, you know what? I appreciate you. I appreciate your smile, your positive attitude, your friendship. You are an amazing guy, and somebody who loves the Lord. I just love everything about you. But I know a lot about you, but I want everybody else to find out a little bit more about Phil Davis. Who is
Yeah.
Phil Davis, and what have you been up to?
Absolutely. So I am Phil Davis, and I've been all over the place, right? So I've been in HR, I've been in recruiting, I've been in talent management, talent development, and I currently am running my own little career coaching recruitment consulting company called Fulfillment, right? So hence the trademark there. And I've been doing fulfillment work, primarily one-on-one career coaching with mid-senior level career professionals who are looking for a new way to tune into their career to find fulfillment, right? And so I created it back during the COVID pandemic, just as a result of a lot of people who were losing their jobs back then. And it's still relevant today because, unfortunately, we're still seeing a lot of layoffs. And so I decided to kind of go out on my own venture and to really do it for myself, to give myself the flexibility to be with family, to be with friends more, but then also really to help job seekers and career professionals to find fulfillment, literally and puns intended, along their path, right? Because I mean, let's face it, right? We've all been in a job or in a career at least sometime in our lives where we just have felt like frustrated. We felt a lot of anxiety and a lot of uncertainty, right? Like where do we see ourselves going, and how can we really kind of take a couple steps back and really focus on the next best step to move forward, right? And so fulfillment was really created to help solve those challenges and those issues that job seekers and career professionals have had. And so I absolutely love what I do. I definitely have a unique framework around my business that we can talk about in a little bit. But I'm also an opera singer, so I studied voice in college, and so there's a little on my logo. There's a little music quarter note. One of the letters in my name actually is a quarter note, and so I do a lot of musical puns. The I in fulfillment is a quarter note. So there's a lot of musical puns that I like to do. But yeah, it's great to be here, and I love to help folks one on one, and yeah, so I definitely love what I do. So
Well, I think the first time you were on, you actually sang a little bit for me, so we may have to throw that in here before we
yeah,
get too far ahead, but I love that because I think when you and I first talked, if I remember right, we shared with each other because I started as a music major in college,
uh-huh.
and have a very musical family, and so my children, praise God, have both taken on careers in music. My daughter's a music pastor, and does an amazing job. And then my son is a professional musician and producer down in LA. And so both of them are very organized in that. And we were talking about our mamas earlier, and uh, my mom played by ear. She was amazing. She entertained the whole neighborhood on the piano and singing and everything. So yeah, it was always a lot of fun. So okay, back to the points that we really want to make, and that is the framework. I love you mentioned that. Give us a
Yeah,
little bit more about the framework of fulfillment because I just love all of that.
absolutely. Yeah. So it's a framework that I've had this whole time. So I formally started the business during COVID, right back in 2020. And for a while, I built the company around just an 8-step process. And I finally announced it earlier this year. I launched it out on LinkedIn about a month or so ago. And so the framework is literally, it's called the Tune Into framework, like literally TUNEINTO. And every first letter is a specific step within my process. So whether you're a job seeker looking for a new role, whether you are a company that's looking to enhance your recruitment strategy, right, or your branding, I go through one on one with all my clients this 8-step framework. And so, for example, the first letter in tune, which is T, is the letter trust, right? So T for trust, because you can't like go into business, you can't network with people or collaborate with people if there's no trust there. And so you had said earlier in your introduction, be intentional in all that you do. And so one of the biggest things that I feel about being intentional is to establish meaningful relationships with people built on trust. And so that's before we even do any kind of coaching, right? In my discovery calls or even on networking calls, it's establishing that relationship built on trust, and how people can support and collaborate each other through that trust, right? And so once we do that trust, then we start really focusing on the rest of the framework where if there's a
Hey,
client.
Joel, I'm
Yep.
going to break in there. I'm going
Yeah,
to
you're
break in
fine.
there because I've got to show you something because
Yes,
I'll
please.
completely forget.
Yeah, you're good.
Here is what a good friend of mine gave to me.
Ooh,
This is, if you could see this, it's just a rock. I understand, but it says trust on the rock. And
yes.
trusting God, of course, is number one paramount in my life. But the know, like, and trust factor in business and marketing, so important. And it's all about building relationships. And so that is a word that I hold near and dear to my heart. And I sometimes literally hold it near and dear to my heart. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Keep going.
Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, and it's so true. I mean, because you know, we the cool thing about LinkedIn, right, is it's definitely my social media place. It's my jam. It's where I end up going. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and places like that. But when it comes to LinkedIn, like everybody, most people that I know here on LinkedIn on the platform are just so positive, so uplifting, so fulfilling. So you know, it to we've heard before, oh, it may take some time to establish trust with people, but a lot of it, like you said earlier, is being intentional, but also, listening to others as well. And so I think it's really important that if you're looking to build community in your network, whether you are a job seeker, whether you're looking to, to run a business or do something, right? Building that trust is so important. And so, getting to listen to folks and their stories, I think is the most important thing. And so I love that rock as a reminder where, I'm sure it helps you to kind of sit back a little bit and just to really listen and tune into other
Right.
people. Because let's face it, right? We don't know what other people are going through at all. Like we've all gone through something during the pandemic, in life, like we've all been going through stuff. And so I think it's really important, especially with that trust step, to really listen to folks and to really
Yeah.
understand their story, and really learn about them as well. Because, I mean, I've learned so much from people on LinkedIn. Like I would not have started fulfillment this business if it wasn't for the fact that I was able to get on here and to really listen and learn from other people, like coaches included. So that's definitely like very, very important. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, I see this is where we're so like-minded. I mean, I love what you're all about. And, I think that what is really important in anything, so I made it clear in the beginning, like you said, I'm all about connection and community building. Building relationships is the foundation for your life. It is. And God
yeah,
put us here to build community. He put us here for community. And that is what we prosper. We are better together. We are truly better together when we do things together. And it's just like, the books that the last book I wrote and the two others coming up. One I've already written my chapter for. Next one I'm working on this week. Collaborative efforts of people coming together to make things happen. And it's amazing how fast you can put together some pretty amazing things when you work together. I can tell you, writing a book by yourself is difficult. It takes a long time because I did it. Writing a book with others, we wrote over a weekend. We edited it over the weekend, and it was out within a week after that. I
right.
know, pretty amazing. If you
Yeah,
have people that know what they're doing and you're able to put things together, it's amazing when everybody is working together what you can do. So, same thing with what you do. You're building that relationship, but then you're there to help them and take them to that next step. Keep going on that.
absolutely. Yeah, and that's why I do things one on one, right? Like I don't do any. People ask me all the time, like Phil, do you do any group coaching? I do not. I do everything one on one, and that's because I'm all about not only the one on one collaboration with my clients, but it gives them the opportunity to really go through the fulfillment experience, especially through the tune into framework. And so really with the next step, like once that trust is established, and I've got folks who are like, yeah, I want to sign on, I want to work with you, and vice versa, because it's always a two-way street, right? Like I want to work with people who are interested in working with me, right? Because let's face it, like I'm not for everybody and not everybody's for me, right? And so
Right.
I want to make sure that, when folks do want to work and engage, that we're really doing it together as a collaboration. So I absolutely love that. The next step is uncover, right? The letter U. And so when it comes to uncovering, this step is really, I feel like, one of the most important, because in the coaching specifically, it helps both me and client to dig a little deeper, not only to into somebody's unique value proposition. So like let's say, for example, I'm going to be hypothetical, somebody's like a marketing manager, right? And I do like resume reviews, I do LinkedIn reviews, that kind of stuff, right, to help somebody market themselves to the best of their abilities. But a lot of that uncovering aspect of it is really focusing in on those unique value add and accomplishments that that person has done in their career. Because it's one thing to say, oh, I was a marketing manager, I did XYZ, but like recruiters and hiring managers, especially being a recruiter myself for over 10 years, we want to see your value, right? We want to see
Right.
your story, and we want to see all the things that you've done for your previous employers and what you will bring to the table. And so this uncover step is what I love to do with those clients, because we really uncover all of those values, but then also challenges, right, along the journey, right? So for example, if maybe they haven't been getting interviews, right? What are some challenges that we can dig deeper into and find out how we can move forward? Because I'm a firm believer that you can't really act with intention, especially on a job search, and strategically plan until after you've uncovered challenges as well, right? So we've
Right.
got to get into some of those vulnerabilities and learn about what things have happened or haven't happened. So that step is critical, and that's why I think it's important, as a job seeker or as a career professional, to really write down your accomplishments. Give yourself some time, focus on your career, and what are some things that you feel proud about, that you feel excited about in your career that you've done, that have felt fulfilling to you, and
Right.
really bring those out, right, in your documents. So that's the second step.
Okay. Well, I think you better keep going because we got to get these steps in. Keep rolling.
Yeah, I will, absolutely. So that's the second step. The third step is then that navigation step, the letter N, right? So once we've uncovered challenges, once we've talked about your value and we've uncovered your unique value proposition, then we're able to, as a unit, navigate. And so with navigation comes strategy and planning, right? So how can we help you, right, the job seeker, the career professional, to navigate and steer your ship to act with intention, right? And so that's really the third step. We're able to start focusing and tuning in on your strategy, um, to really get you to be the captain of your career ship, because you are truly in control. And I love, again, I go back to intention and what you said earlier, because it's really at this step where we navigate, where we start really bringing in that intention space to focus in on, okay, I am in control. I know that I can make this happen with intention, with grace. I love to also include grace in there.
Right.
That's important. So,
Yeah. No, I completely agree because you know me, I'm all about live the life you choose. And chapter 2 of that book is
uh-huh.
be intentional. And I'm telling you, you need to have intention in all that you do. Listen to what Phil is saying because you follow these steps through, and this is how you get to a more significant, successful life by being intentional in what you're doing, right? Right, Phil? I mean,
Absolutely.
there's no stumbling on it. I mean, sure, once in a while we might get lucky, but it's not going to happen all throughout life. You're going to stumble along, and that's you're just gonna, not really be directed where you want to actually go and get there. So, um, so how where are we at? Do we have more steps to go?
Yeah, so that kind of what you said there is kind of brings me into the next step, which is
Keep
execute,
going.
right? So navigate and execute. So execute is, I literally have it, it's where the action comes into harmony. There is a music pun right there, right? So when action comes into harmony, that's where we actually make things happen, right? So well, so when we're so I'm looking at Alan's comment. What a
Yeah,
smashing bow tie! Feel very smart. Thank you so much.
I
Yeah,
agree
I
with
mean,
Alan.
I'll have it. Well, hence the opera singer. That's why I wear bow ties. So I guess I'll interrupt in that execute step. So people ask me too, like, why do you wear a bow tie? Well, the reason is because when I studied opera in college and I had to do concerts and I had to do recitals, I would have to wear a bow tie. It was required, like some kind of a tie or bow tie, for the men whenever I did a singing performance. And so, wink, wink, hint, hint, I was like, well, I'm going to wear a bow tie today because I figured Russ was probably going to ask me to sing something. so,
Well,
so
and
that's why.
speaking of that, let's pause because we're
Yeah,
going to run out of time here.
yeah,
Let's have you sing
yeah,
right now, and then we'll wrap up the other steps. So,
yeah,
give us a little snippet of Phil.
yeah, absolutely. I'll move the mic a little bit because I'm pretty loud. so, okay, let's see what I can do here, my friend. Goodness, let me think what I can sing. And put me on the spotlight here.
That's all
I'll
right.
just I'll just sing a little, like, inspirational thing. So, all right. So I'll just sing what's coming out in my mind. We'll just do that.
There you go. There you go.
So it's a new week. Make sure you embrace it with grace. Be intentional in your life. Oh, enjoy this fabulous week. So,
That is awesome. That is so good. Woo! All right. Listen, I want to hear in the comments. You guys love that. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. And if you haven't said hi yet, please do and let us know where you're tuning in from. But
yes.
give Phil some love this morning. That is amazing.
Thank
And,
you.
I remember back to my college days and always having to, my voice lessons were never in English. All of the recitals I did in college and all the things I did there were in 50 different languages, it seemed
Auf
like.
Deutsch,
And so, yes.
Italiano. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And, that's
If
why I loved, here we got Shannon making a comment. I loved the barbershop quartet. And, well, the choir music we did was mostly not in English either.
yeah.
But the barbershop quartet was fun because it was actually in English.
You're able to
But,
understand it. Yeah, we went to the Atlanta Opera this weekend. My wife and I. We saw Rigoletto, which is Italiano,
oh,
which is
awesome.
fantastic. I was singing some of the tenor arias when the tenor was singing stuff like "La donna immobile, qualcuno vento." That's like one of the most famous opera arias ever. So
Yes.
when, of course, he sang it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hum it along. So
I love that. I love that. All right. Well, give us, because of our time frame, wrap up your last couple points
yeah.
on your steps.
Definitely. So we've navigated and we've executed, right, with strategy when the action comes into harmony. So the next four steps we talk about into, right? So we've done tune, now we've got into. So I is inspect. So I'm a firm believer that you should always inspect and notate your progress, right? So what things are working in our job search or our career journey, recruitment strategy, et cetera? What things do we need to improve on? And so inspect and notate are the next two where they kind of go hand in hand. So what I do with my clients is I help them also continuously evaluate and inspect their process, right? So if they're getting interviews and their resume is working, awesome. If they're wanting to focus a little bit more on interview prep or whatever, these are the next steps, and we're able to help um, look at them together. But also the most important thing is to document progress. So I'm also a believer too, if you're applying to roles, you need to document the kind of roles you're applying to. Get an Excel spreadsheet. You've heard of the ATS before, applicant tracking system. I
Mhm.
like to call it JTS, job tracking system, where you can create your own record, process. It can be an Excel spreadsheet, can be a Word document, however you document stuff, to also be able to help you to inspect and notate your progress. And ultimately, the final two steps, once we've done those, T is one of my favorites. It's transform, right? So, the most important thing, especially when it comes around fulfillment and the brand and the strategy, is I want to make sure that you're transforming along the journey, right? Because, yes, at the end of the day, we're saying, hey, I want a new job, or hey, I want a new career, but it's more than just a job, right? It's a career opportunity that you want to find fulfillment in. And so the journey itself naturally is going to help you transform. And so as we start to see the results of our journey, we're naturally and ultimately transforming and growing along that journey. And so that's a huge one. And the final step is O, obtain, right? So at the end of the day, we want to obtain, whether it's that new career opportunity, that new promotion in our current employer, or something, right? So it's going from T, which is trust, all the way to the letter O, obtain, and the steps in between. And so it's very intuitive process. And of course, it helps to make sure that you are, tuning in to yourself, right? Into your journey. Because at the end of the day, it's all about tuning into your own intention, and your desires. And like Russ said earlier, making sure that you are, you know, being around people that can embrace you and support you and lift you up when there are challenges. Because I think that's the most important. If anything I can give folks out there, it's, ask for help, right? If you need it, but be intentional about your own ambitions and really focus on people that will lift you up and support you. Real quick, I mean, on the top of my desk up here, I have a list of like 10 people in my life, family members, friends, close people. And every morning before I start work here at this desk, I look at that list of all of those people and I'm like, you know what? Those people are in my life unconditionally. And no matter how difficult or how challenging things can be, I have those people in my life. So I think that's really an important exercise. Find people that you like, find people that are there for you, make a list for yourself, and just remind yourself, I have people in my corner no matter what, because I think that's really important.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. So, in starting with trust, building that know, like, and trust factor in relationships, as Phil said, and getting to tuning in to really being intentional and focused on what you're doing, I think that is so important. And the way that you get some help getting there is you connect with people like Phil Davis. All of his connection points are in the comments. You want to give everybody your best connection points there, Phil?
Absolutely. Yeah, as far as like where they can find me and stuff. Is that
Yep.
what you mean? Yeah. So LinkedIn's primarily where they can find me, but I would tell people if they go on Google and they type the word in fulfillment, FULPHILLMENT, they can have access to my website, which is fulfillment.com. They can email me right there, phil@fulfillment.com. I tell people my name is spelled with one L, my company is spelled with two. But if they search fulfillment on there, they can find my website. They can find me anywhere. That name is trademarked. I did that on purpose and with purpose so that it makes it easier for people to contact me. But I'm on LinkedIn quite a bit during the week. I know I'm coming back in full tomorrow, so people can always send me a LinkedIn message. They can connect with me, please. That's very important. And then on my website, I've got a free job seeker online course. So for those people that are kind of stuck and they need a quick little mini session to watch, it's about a 25-minute video. It's on my website as well.
Awesome. Awesome. And all of that magically appeared below you in the comments and on the screen. And also don't forget, everybody, all of this, it's in the show notes, it's in the comments, clickable. You can go right to Phil. You don't need to figure it out. Just click on it. It'll take you right there. And that is so important to connect with people that will help you on your journey of this journey of life. You know, we need help. We are better together. And you can have that free job seeker online course. Just don't forget to go to Phil's website and all that he's doing. And Phil, I want to tell you that I appreciate you so much being on today. I mean, you've just become an amazing friend, and appreciate you. Also, don't forget, everybody, Fulfillment was one of the sponsors of today's show, and I'm so thankful for that. All of you that support as well. And it was cool that Phil was on the show that he sponsored. So anyway, thanks so much, everybody, for your support, your blessing. And Phil, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I'm going to send you to the green room and say goodbye,
Yes,
but hang tight for just a sec. All right?
you bet. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Thank you. All right. Well, here we go. I'm telling you, it's a new week. I love Mondays. I've told you that before. Let's get going, everybody. Let's get moving. And I want to tell all of you that tuned in today, thanks so much. What a blessing everybody is here today. You can go to russhedge.com for more information on me. You got all of Phil's information on him. Please connect with us. And we just would appreciate that so much. Don't forget, you can subscribe on YouTube by just going to marketingwithruss.live. Please do that because it gives you amazing content. Who needs to binge Netflix? You can binge Marketing with Russ and all the other great shows on my YouTube page. So there you go. Also, thank you for those that are watching on replay. Please put hashtag Team Replay, and you can still share this out. It doesn't matter if you're live or on replay. You can share and you can tag other people, let them know about this interview and this great conversation with Phil. It was amazing. And don't forget, my marketing tip of the day today will show up also in social media, and appreciate all of you. And don't forget, live today intentionally. Live today intentionally and make it an awesome, awesome day. So we'll be here again Thursday. We're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your listening and viewing pleasure. Again, go to russhedge.com if you have any questions. All of my connection links are there. And let's see here. Until we see you again, I got to get back to the right screen. Until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.